Good morning, troops. We're up and we're at it, and it is fairly late. It is 7 o'clock on day 17 of the pod, and we're up and at it. What a glorious day here in the UK. We are super pumped and we're super recharged. Bed at 9 o'clock last night, so we are recharged. I did hit the snooze, I've got to be honest. Hit the snooze at 4:30 till sort of 10 to 5. Got out of bed about 5:05, so I've been up a couple of hours just planning the day, a little bit of journaling, and then we're out on the move on day 17 of the pod, the new journal by podcasting. And I'm not too far away from episode 23, so there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel there, and apparently, I believe the percentages were not many people get past episode 23 for some strange reason on their pod. I heard that the other week, and I think only something like 3 or 4% of people who start out a podcast get to, I think it's episode 85 or something like that, and then not many people get to that 85th episode, if I've got the figures correct. Might be slightly out, but so we're out moving. And if you're just tuning into this one first time, go back to episode 0 of on the podcast or the video log. And I'm just diarising myself on what I'm up to, and just putting it out there, showing up for minimum 365 days. And this is going to give me some accountability. I'm going to show up and also help me pull things together in the Wellbeing Made Easy school community, and build some more content. So yesterday, building on yesterday's episode, I mentioned we're going to talk about habits and help you and share some little tips using the BJ Fogg, behaviour change scientist, Dr. BJ Fogg, behaviour tiny habits model, which this episode is going to be in 2 parts. So I'm just walking around the block, getting some oxygenation into the physiology. And then I'm going to, part 2, I'm going to add another clip on the end, and that's going to be a visual of a whiteboard, and I'm going to be drawing the BJ Fogg Tiny Habits model. So make sure you tune into the visual version on YouTube. If you're not watching this, you're listening to it on the move. So, or if you don't want to go onto the YouTube, then you can click on and search for the Tiny Habits model BJ Fogg. Just Google it, or go to behaviourmodel.org, or go to bjfogg.com, wherever you do your internet searching, and you'll find it there as well, so you can follow it through. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of an overview of it now while I'm out on the move. I could have easily took the easy option and just gone into the man cave, into the garden cabin, and just done that, but I wanted to get some oxygen in the lungs, listen to the birds chirping while the world is still in bed on a Sunday morning. So and then after I've done this, then I'm on the road after breakfast. I'm on the road, and I've got a van, a Luton van, 3.5 ton van that we loaded up yesterday. For those who's followed, I'm helping my mate move from down here in Surrey up to Lincoln, so 3 hours, 3.5 hour drive. We was going to do it in convoy, get 2 vehicles, but we managed to wedge and cram it all in. So hopefully the vehicle makes it up there, because the front end's lifting slightly, so it's going to take it nice and steady. So I'm going to get on the road, 3.5 hour trip up there, Need to find some workforce up there because he's moving to the new area, and then we got to offload, and then he's following me in his own personal car with a dog because he's staying up there for a week on leave, and then I'm driving the van back down, and then when I get back Sunday afternoon, in the afternoon, Sunday today, then I've got to finish my lesson, which is operational stress reaction that I'm delivering Monday morning, and I've got some more workbook questions to answer prior to getting them in next week, which is part 2 of the level 3 education and training certificate, which I've already done. I'm just going through it again because I like a little bit of pain. So wow, it is absolutely glorious. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. So yes, so busy. So, but building on yesterday's episode on sleep, and I'll use that as an example on this BJ Fogg model when I'm talking about it. I went to bed last night, got in, did my yesterday morning, did 2 back-to-back weight management classes, and then picked the van up and went straight round to Mark's house, and then we got some heavy lifting done, got that in there, and then that's done. And then I got back in, had something to eat, and then went straight to bed at 9 o'clock last night, and fully recharged. Yes, I've had a cup of coffee, I'm a little bit more fresh today. Sun's out, guns out, all that sort of good stuff, and I'm really looking forward to having me time for 6 to 7 hours in the van, cruising up the motorway, listening to probably one of the new audiobooks I've got, which is the I think it's the last day today of the 2-for-1 sale on Audible, and I've got the Scarcity Brain by Michael Easter, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll give you an update on that, and that's talking about our brains are built for obviously different things, protection and survival, and it's talking about the scarcity brain, and it's really interesting, and I don't want to steal the show of that, but all I would say is definitely here in the UK, when we was going through tough times of COVID, and then we was allowed in the shops to get toilet roll and water, and then we started to become nasty human beings. I definitely did as well, just without realising it, in respect of fear. I had obviously our little princess at home was 3 then. That was a couple of years ago, 2018 to 2020 I think that was, or 2019 to 2021, I can't remember. And she needed lots of Calpol, obviously because of COVID and stuff. And we was fighting for Calpol, toilet roll and water. We was limited to 1 or 2 bottles, 1 or 2 packs, and it was just crazy. And we was allowed in the shops, and I remember going in there and we was running around trying to get 2 bottles here, three bags of toilet roll here, and then they were saying no. It was absolutely stressful, crazy really, thinking about it. And then what was happening, the biology, we started to go, hang on, why have they got 2 bags? Why have they got 3 waters? But what we didn't see is everybody's just protecting their own world and themselves and their own families and their own environment. But some people might have been having to get 4 or 5 bags of toilet roll and 4 or 5 packets of 6 water, for example, because they was working in a care home. And we didn't see it because we just see the negative perception until we get to the insight or behind the story. So the scarcity brain, it might not talk about that, but it talks about how scarcity, the brain defaults to, biology defaults to sort of the bottom of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which I mentioned yesterday, which is the food, shelter, safety, security, and that's what we need, the basic fundamentals to stay alive. And we just go into this fear state. So I will bring you an update on once I've listened to that. So I'm looking forward to listening to this scarcity brain. And also I think Easter's got one of his other ones is, I'm just going to take a selfie now and not turn off the camera. His other one is called the comfort crisis, how we live in the comfort all the time. We default to being, you know, nice and easy human beings. We're quite lazy as human beings, and comfortability is also good, but also it's one of the bad sides as well, because we get too comfortable, we get too stale, we get too set in our ways, we don't want to change, etc. So I'm looking forward to getting that one soon. I've not got that yet, so yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So anyway, let's get back to this so I can get back into the cave and talk about the model. So the BJ Fogg Tiny Habits model, I've got the book, really good. I came across this a couple of years ago, and I use this model, and I talk about this model all the time in my weight management classes, and I physically draw this out on a napkin when I'm talking to people and they're realizing why they can't, and they keep chasing the same thing, the same 20 pounds in weight loss, the same fitness goals, they keep chasing the same income goals, they keep chasing the promotion, they keep chasing the new skill, they keep trying to learn how to play an instrument, learn how to complete exam works or coursework, learn how to set up businesses, whatever it is. And I think Brian Tracy talks about it, and he says 97% of people don't hit their goals. And obviously, yes, they've got to have clear, they've got to have an emotional why, all that sort of stuff. And this model will help. Okay, so personal, professional, physically, emotional. So the model is, if you picture it's called the behavior model, the motivate, B equals map, M-A-P. So the B, bravo, the behavior equals the motivation, the M, the ability, the A, and the P is the prompt. B equals motivation, ability, and prompt. So B map. So the B map model, okay. And when you're looking at a visual, if you picture a vertical line from the sky to the floor, okay, going from top to bottom down the left hand side of the model, then you've got, that's the motivation. And across the bottom from left to right, it's like an L shape, you've got the ability. So you've got the motivation, you've got low motivation at the bottom, high motivation at the top, and then across the bottom you've got hard to do, and then scrolling across to the right hand side you've got easy to do. So you've got motivation on the left, you've got ability or skill, if you like, which I'll come on to. Across the bottom it's got left, it's hard to do, and on the right you've got easy to do. And then what you've got in the center of the L shape, from top coming down 3/4 of the way down, it's coming down and then it's curving off in the shape of the L. So it's like a curved L inside the L, if you're getting me. And that is called the action line. So you could write action line across that line with a bend in it, which is on the inside of the L shape, just off, you know, a couple of centimeters, or if you're drawing it on a bigger scale, a couple of inches away from the edges. So you've got the action line. Now you've got the prompt. Here's the P. So you've got the P, which is the prompt. So you've got the motivation on the left, you've got the ability, the A, across the bottom, and then you've got the prompt, which is underneath the line, inside the L, underneath the curved line, and then you've also got the prompt on the top of the line. So you've got the action line, that's splitting them. And what we want to be doing for success is prompt success above the line and prompt failure underneath the line. So, and how the model works, let's say you want to play a new instrument, learn a new language. Then what you do is you look at the model and you go, right, where's my motivation, high or low? It doesn't have to be, obviously the higher the motivation the better, but it doesn't need to be extremely motivated. Okay, so you've got to have the motivation to continue the skill, which is the ability. And then you go, okay, I've got a guitar, I've had a guitar, like a lot of people, and I've just not learned how to play it. Why? I've tried it, but I give up because it's too hard, because it's new, especially unless you've got a music intelligence and you can read music, or you can listen to the sound and pick up the sound straight away. But it's a new skill for most people, same as learning a language. It's really hard. Yes, you've got to have your mindset, but so the motivation there, you tick the motivation box, high or low, and the higher the motivation, the easier it is, obviously. That's one thing. And then you come along the ability line, the skill line, and go, right, okay, how hard is it to do? Well, it's nails. It is hard, really hard to do. And then, so let's say if you scale that on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 hard, 1 easy, for an example, how hard is it for Si to play his guitar that he's had for 20 years? It's really hard because I've not put my mindset to it. I've not laid out a plan, and I didn't know about this model. I didn't realise there was 2 parts to this model. And there's 2 parts to succeeding and achieving new habits, which is then going to help you optimize your goals. So I'll give you an example. And the two things that you need to do on the model is whatever you want to apply it to or with. If it's a guitar, if it's study skills, make more money, lose some body fat, get fitter, get faster, get stronger. You know, go into teaching, you know, be a course creator, be a consultant, and go into the organisations with your little tool bag and find faults and help them help them solutify, if that's a word, and fix problems and get better performance. Is 2 things that I've got from the model. Is number 1, what you need to do, you need to make the habits simple and easy to do. Okay, so looking at the model, what you want to do is keep it from really easy to do and really simple to do with a little bit of motivation. Higher the motivation, the better. So if you can get it down to 1, 2, 3 down the low rather than the 10, and you're moving, so you want the pointer, you want it sort of going towards the easy to do, but you don't want it too easy to do. If it is too easy, you will get bored, okay? So it doesn't want to be too easy, because we're built for betterment. We're built to strive more, and we want to keep striving forward. So the minute some things becomes unconscious and easy to do, it sort of becomes boring. You know, that's not a bad thing, because making money and playing the guitar, learning a language, once it's unconscious because of repetition, and you've anchored that skill, then yeah, imagine it becoming boring and easy to make money, okay, which it can be. And if you look at the people that are earning lots of money, successful people, yeah, a lot of them, not many of them are happy, especially if they haven't got their health or friends and family or nobody to enjoy it with, you know. So I'm not saying that, you know, you're not going to earn money or you're going to be bored by making money easy. But what I'm saying is you need to have that element of, because we're built for betterment, we're built for level 10, striving forward, and all that. So the point is, try to make it not too easy. Obviously we default to the path of least resistance. We always like to take the easy option because it's energy efficient, which is good, and that's what we want. We don't want too much struggle, too much stress. So anyway, going back to, so we want to try and keep it easy, motivation fairly high, and then the prompt. Yeah, so the first thing we've got to do is keep it easy. Okay, so if it's hard, you've tried it before, so look back at your goals now, what you've tried to achieve before, or the ones you keep chasing. Hello, I've got a little cat here. Oh, scared it. Just gonna stroke a little cat. Where are you? Come on, where? Oh, it's cortisol and adrenaline's shot up, and scarcity's kicked in. Fearful, it thinks I'm going to eat it. So anyway, the first thing on the model, number 1, we've got to try and keep it easy and simple to do. Okay, and I'll come on to that. So if you're going to start doing press-ups and you don't do them before, there's no point just starting off going straight into doing 10 press-ups a day. You might do it first time and then try and do it again the second day, and do it again the second day and third day and fourth day, and you won't succeed, okay? Unless you're used to doing them. Even if you are deconditioned like I am, haven't been doing them for a while, if I start doing them, then it's going to take a while. So you just need to start with 2 a day, keep doing 2 a day, and then build on 3 a day the week after, then 4 a day the week after, 5 a week. I'm keeping it really easy to do. There's a quick example of building some skill development and also building some strength whilst you're getting tired and pushing the boundaries, so it's not too easy. So the first thing we've got to do is keep the habit simple, okay? And I'll give you a couple of examples of, you know, the January the 1st National Weight Loss Day, when people keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, repetitively boring, chasing that same 20 pounds that you've chased for years. And this is why at these slimming clubs and slimming classes, I won't name them, the people's been there 16, 17, 18 years. How are you getting on, Mavis? Oh yeah, it's brilliant. Is it? Really? How long have you been going there then? I've been there about 16 years. And I go, oh, it's working well then, 16 years, because we keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over. And Einstein said it, you know, insanity, insane, is doing the same things over and over and over again and keep getting the same results. And if you want to do something different, you got to do something different. DSD, that I've coined the term, and I use that from Amy Porterfield, the online marketing made easy. Used to be the coach, the assistant for Tony Robbins, the old giant within. Money Mastery, the Firewalker, is a big legendary top coach and mentor. And anyway, so we've got to keep it really easy to do is the first thing. Simplification. Okay, we've got a duck. What are you doing down here, mate? We've got a duck. You can see that. There's a duck there, look. I won't scare it because that's running away from me now. So a duck and a cat on an industrial estate. Anyway, so the second thing, here's the second thing. To help optimize that simplicity, what we want to be doing, we want to be then habit stacking. And here's the crucial key second element, habit stacking. And what we do by that, we take a current or existing habit that we're already doing, a routine or a ritual, okay? And that is the prompt, okay? That is the prompt. So the prompt is the cue, if you like. So the prompt, what prompt are you going to put to remind you? What's going to prompt you into action on the action line? Remember, we've got to keep the new habit. So for me, for an example, when I was in a good routine of making my own homemade sourdough, which is a skill and an art within itself. You've got to sort of ferment the mixture every week, keep it live in the fridge, mix the starter. It's a real skill. Anyway, I'm off track with it. So when I was forgot what I was saying now with regards to keeping it really easy, habit stacking. So forget the sourdough for now, I'll come back to it. So you've got to make it really easy to do. So when I was doing the sourdough, I just remembered I got it all wrong, didn't follow instructions, using the wrong utensils, it all clunked on a whisk rather than a wooden spoon. It was a nightmare. It was like 10 grams of sea salt in a grinder. That took me about 30,000 turns of a salt grinder, and I was getting bored of doing that. So I just then went and got some finer, very fine, and I just poured 10 grams out on a scale. But we learned the hard way. So I tried it. I by default, because I was getting frustrated, I simplified it, and I was making my sourdough, keeping it. I went from hard, really went through the motions because I didn't follow instructions, didn't know what I was doing. I was just impatient, started doing it, learned the hard way. and then I eventually worked out a better, easier flow, and then I got into great habits. But I'm off track now for a few reasons I won't go into. And I have got some starter I've refreshed in the fridge. It's just I need to get going again. I'm just not prioritising it because there's too much stuff going on. So it's a bit of an art, it's a bit of a skill, and you've got to be on time with it to make sure you've fermented it and mixed it, etc. Anyway, going back to the habit skill. So, oh sorry, that was what I was talking about, the sourdough. So when I was doing that, my new habit was eat the sourdough. And when I've eaten the sourdough, which is a avocado and tomato sourdough sandwich at lunchtime, the prompt, so what I wanted to do, motivation was high because I understood the benefits of sourdough, because the breads, as I've spoken about before, and we'll do a session on this, we'll do an episode on this with nutritional labels and nutritional claims. I'll do this, what I teach on my weight management courses. And basically, the breads in the supermarkets, definitely in the UK, are all fake breads. They make bread with sugar and water, and bread is just made with, yeast, flour, salt and water. That's bread, okay, proper bread. And it lasts for about a day, fresh, a day and a half. I'm just gonna get a selfie. Normally, and these breads in the UK on the shelves they last 10 to 14 days, and the reason why they last 10 to 14 days is they mix the bread with sugar and water, okay, and it is absolutely not only disgusting, and it is shocking, and they do that for storage reasons, shelf life reasons, and that's why you look at your bread and see how long it lasts, okay? Not only has it got more than 5-6 natural ingredients, even though bread's only 3 or 4, it's got about 10-15 ingredients, half the stuff you can't spell, half the stuff you can't pronounce, and it's just rubbish, really not good stuff, putting that in you every day, okay? But anyway, that's my personal opinion. So anyway, even the sourdough bread, okay, if you're eating sourdough, this is from Professor Vanessa Kimball of the UK Sourdough School, okay, that I'm part of. With thanks to Vanessa, if you're ever listening to this, thank you for all your work and congratulations on your doctorate. And who has done a doctorate on gut health, microbiome, and the importance of sourdough and feeding the gut microbiome with sourdough and all the essentials it's got in it. And during a doctorate, you're not allowed to say, can you believe this? Regulation says you cannot say sourdough is good for you. Unbelievable. But the point is, from her work and her research, sourdough breads that we're buying from the shelves in the UK does only have to have 1% sourdough flour. It has to be made with at least 1% sourdough flour, okay, for them to be able to name it sourdough. Absolutely barking. Anyway, off the sourdough for now. Now the prompt for me with the sourdough, that's what got me onto it, was when I used to make my sourdough, avocado, tomato and sourdough. So for me to optimize my chance of success of going out for a walk, because when this is work of Jessie Incaspach, who's the French biologist. She's the glucose goddess. I'll link in the show notes. Glucose goddess. I won't tell you the full story, but glucose revolution, and it's worth money. It's worth checking her out, especially to look at your blood glucose sugars and blood glucose spikes. And this is what the foods we eat affect our blood glucose sugar levels. And long story, she had an illness. I think she broke her back, or she got ill anyway when she was young, 19. She's still in her 30s. French girl living, I think, in the US, maybe LA now. She's got about 2 million followers, you know, and the glucose goddess. Check her out. Books on the shelves and all that sort of stuff. And she basically, biochemist, was trying to hack her own health, had a continuous glucose monitor on part of a trial when she worked out in Silicon Valley. And she worked out that she had 10 hacks eventually that she packaged into a book called Glucose Revolution. Get it from the library for free or buy it cheap online. And it talks about hacks, how to hack your glucose levels back to optimum levels. So simple things like eat your vegetables before anything else on the plate, where we don't. We normally eat the meat and the carbs and then the veg. If you reverse that, what it does, the fibre in that puts a film, like a mesh, over the digestive system, and then anything going in there doesn't go in as fast, and it's a slow release, and it's like a filter. It flushes it, which then fills you up for longer, and it processes your food quicker, you're fuller for longer, etc., etc., and the glucose spike's lower. Another one is if you go do some exercise, 20 minutes, half an hour before you eat, or 20 minutes, half an hour after, lowers the blood glucose spike. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, the blood glucose sugar spike, you don't want that peaks and troughs, and the higher the spike in blood glucose and insulin, the harder it'll fall. So worst thing you can do once you've woken up in the morning, we'll talk about this later, another episode. If you're waking up on an empty stomach because you've slept through the night, and we put in sugar in there, cereals, sugar bombs, cocktail, sugar spike, fruit juices, first thing in the morning, jam on toast, cereals, fruit shoots, whatever, bush, high sugar spike, harder it'll fall, higher it'll go, and your whole day's ruined. Okay, talk more about this when we talk about the importance of breakfast. But so anyway, my point is with the sourdough. So once I was eating the sourdough at work, sat at a desk in a recruitment role, I was feeling the lull, as we do, because when we have carbohydrates, we feel a lull. Protein's the opposite. If you eat protein, you won't be as tired, you'll be more productive in the afternoon. So have a protein-based lunch, okay? Google protein snacks, and that will help you with focus, productivity, whatever you need to do in the afternoon, rather than feel tired on a carbohydrate one. Carbohydrate drains you. So the prompt was for me, because I wanted to ensure I went out for a walk around the castles in Windsor Castle. So what I did, for me being a bloke, very simple, I put a prompt of a post-it note, a sticky note, and I just put walk. So on my sandwich box, we call it a snack box up north. If you're from up north in Yorkshire, I am a snack box, or down here in the south they call it a Tupperware. So same thing, it's a plastic Tupperware. So on my sandwiches, I had a prompt, I had a post-it note underneath the lid, so I don't forget to optimize success. Have my sandwich, put my lid back onto my sandwiches, and that said right walk. That then prompts me to walk, and it's easier for blokes because we're very focused, very easy, very simple beasts. Put 50 pence in us and we just follow. We compartmentalize things. Step 1, step 2, step 3, done. Easy. It's easy, okay? But that's the prompt. So motivation were high for the reasons why, for sourdough, for the health benefits, the gut health, fills you up for longer, give you nutritional value, etc., etc. The skill was fairly hard to do, okay, to make the sourdough, but after a while, it only takes a few weeks, and then you are into a routine. And then the prompt was the post-it note, okay? And now if I look at why I've dropped off track with eating the sourdough and preparing it, is obviously I've been all over the place and I haven't prioritised it, and I've just dropped off. And it doesn't take much to drop off. It just takes, you haven't got no flour in the house, you forget to do this, and life gets in the way and stuff like that. So if I go back to the prompt, or using that model, and you can use this model again with any of the habits or routines or the goals you're still chasing. Go back to why you fell off track, because it's normally too hard to do. Yeah, you've not planned it, you've not thought about it, and you've not planned for sustainability, because we don't think about that, because it's hard to do, to try to predict and forecast. So we look at the goals you're trying to chase, still the same 20 pounds, and do you January the 1st, high motivation because we've had a little bit of reset. We've had a little bit of time off, friends and family, the end of the year, going into a new. It's an annual reset. High motivation. We want to lose 20 pounds. We want to, January the 1st, weight loss. So we listen to everything and everyone who's been saying for the last 30 years, you just need to move more and eat less. Well, that's absolutely baloney. So wrong messages from the gyms, the wrong messages from the personal trainers. You just need to move more and eat less. No, it's not. It's not. Because what happens is, guess what? Once you put your foot down and you ramp up your activity, the intensity, if that's you putting your foot down in a vehicle, you're going to burn more fuel. You're going to need more fuel. It's not economy of effort, right? So you get started, motivation is really high, you're really keen, you build yourself up, you've got your shield of steel on, you're going into battle. Here we go, I'm going to attack that treadmill again for the 8th, 9th, 10th year, 11th year. I'll do it this year. I'm keen, I've got the book, got the t-shirt, seeing that, he's done it, I can do it. So then we get on the treadmill. Week 1, it's fairly easy. High motivation, you cut the calories down, you keep going. And you start getting tired and fatigued because you've not thought about it, you've not conditioned yourself, you've not trained, you've not got a plan, you maybe not got a coach. Or you've got the wrong person, you've got the wrong coach. Keep using the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results. Keep doing the same thing with the same person, you keep going to get the same results. Got to change your person, get rid of them and change. So then, week 1 we're fine. Week 2, start getting tired, start getting fatigued, life starts taking over. That week 1 back at work, life is sort of, emails are coming in, pressures at work, you've got to get going, getting back into normality. And then all of a sudden you're off the treadmill. You're off the treadmill, you're tired because you've cut your calories low, you're not putting enough fuel in for your output, your energy, calorie in brackets, same thing, expenditure, and then you cream in. And then you think, it's me again. I knew my willpower. I knew my motivation was shocking. It's not. Willpower and motivation separate, okay? Willpower, everybody's willpower is like a battery, okay? An iPhone, smartphone battery or a device, yeah? It's just like in the car. Once your petrol is out of your car and you've used it all up, that's the willpower. And it's like a battery, you've used your phone and then you've got to recharge. So all you've got to do is identify when your willpower is at the highest, okay, in each day. My willpower, if I get up in the morning early, and I've talked about this over the last few episodes, my willpower to do anything, my hardest, as Brian Tracy says, eat that frog. My hardest tasks I get done first thing in the morning. That's why if you go back to the 7-day digital detox episodes, and you'll see from day 1 how I got on and what that was. It's basically, don't get on your phone, don't get distracted first thing in the morning. So identify when your willpower is really high and then go right and cash in on that. But it will deplete each day as we get tired, as the world wakes up. That's why I'm walking around the streets now, look. And it's now 7:30. Yes, it's on a Sunday and it's dead and it's beautiful. And I've been walking around for 40 minutes now. It's unbelievable. And get my thoughts, I can just walk. Yes, the sun's out, that had benefits. I don't let the weather put me off. And so identify when your willpower is the highest and cash in on that. But be mindful, it will drain over the time. And that every day. And that's why we recharge, and sleep recharges the willpower, okay? But it's different. So you're not weak, you're just not following a tiny habits model, for an example, yeah? So, January the 1st, good. Mid-January, they're off the track and go. It's because they've chopped the calories and they've upped the activity, okay? So keep the calories going in as the activity increases, and then you've got more chance of succeeding. But even more, if you take the FOGG model, for an example, there's other models available. I just like this one because it does what it says on the tin. Tiny habits compounded over time. James Clear talks about this. James Clear in Atomic Habits. And guess who trained James Clear? I believe FOGG was one of, I believe I've got this right. James Clear came out with Atomic Habits. Atomic meaning very granular, anatomical, atomic habits that compound over time, and that's what it is. It's compounding over time, which stack up, say with anything, compound interest. And so tiny habits. So to lose weight, try this. All you got to do, motivation. Keep it easy. What do I do? Start off with a couple of press-ups. Start off easy. Get enough fuel in the tank. Don't worry about the mathematical equation of 2,000 calories per day to lose weight for a bloke, a man, and 1,500 calories to lose, because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Yeah, Tim Spector, you know, London Kings, says, does exercise help you lose weight? Because it doesn't. I thought, different reframe. It's quite interesting. Anyway, off the topic of weight loss, back to the tiny habits. So, using the tiny habits model, look at the goal, 20 pounds in weight loss. Motivation's high. I'm super pumped up because I'm listening to this episode and I'm going to share it with some friends as well. Because what you want to be doing after this episode is sharing this with somebody you care about. It not only helps them look at something differently through a different lens, it also may inspire them. You have empowered them by sharing it, and sharing is caring. Why would you not? And then also it confirms the learning with you more, quicker, and also you retain the information more, which is going to optimize your chances of maintaining and sustaining and hitting your goal. So going back to the weight loss example is, set the goal, get clear, absolute clarity, set it what it is, break it down using the smarter principles. We'll do a goal setting session on this at some point. And then you want to make it as easy as possible, scale it 1 to 10, 10 hard, 1 easy. Keep it really low, keep it really easy, achievable, you'll enjoy it more, and focus on the process. Don't just focus on the 20 pounds. Focus on the, break it down. £20 a week, 20 pounds. I know it's not enough, impatient, but enjoy it, take the pressure off. Because when we're highly aroused and highly state of anxiety and stress, you can't think straight, you can't do it, and you're just high rate, so driven. And they call it gold medal syndrome. Those people who aim for the gold medal all their life, from childhood all the way to adult, and then they hit the gold medal, they don't reset, and then they're depressed, and then they kill themselves. I know a few people personally who's done that. Okay, not who's killed themselves, unfortunately, but they are gone into depression, downward spiral, and now they're having to, anyway. But so set it, motivation, scale it 1 to 10. Doesn't really have to be the high. Skill, the higher the better, which is not willpower. Across the bottom of the chart, the ability, keep it easy to do, couple of press ups a day, building nice and easy. And I'll give you a good example, and I'll draw this out on the video version as well, so you can see it. As I move up and down the chart on the model that I'll do on the second part of this. So go back and watch it. Keep it easy. And what's the prompt? How are you going to prompt yourself? A reminder, pings, dings and rings, post-it notes, note on your fridge, visible prompt, cue, any cue, which I'll give you a complete example. And then I'll get back into the shed and draw it. So let's say you want to start drinking more water, you want to hydrate, you want to do some strength training, i.e. exercise, and you want to focus on sleep. Okay, so you want to focus on sleep, you want to focus on hydration, and you want to focus on doing some exercise, some movement, some strength training if you like, in the morning. Okay, but the excuse, you haven't got time. Okay, you haven't got time because you go to bed fairly late, you're on devices, you're watching the TV, probably the wrong program, maybe uplifting, educational, inspirational, motivational, or negative, thrillers, news, anything like that. You're on junk light, you've got junk light going on, bright lights, kitchen, bathroom, maybe bedroom, phones in your bedroom, etc, etc. You're not going to bed early, you're eating junk food, we're eating too close to sleep, which affects the sleep, and you know, we don't want to be eating food about an hour or two before, too much water before, too much liquid before, all affects the sleep, trying to metabolize and digest all that sort of stuff. So you've not done all that, okay? And then you're not drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning before we caffeinate, and we ain't got time because we're in a rush because we've overlaid, we've hit the snooze button, etc, etc, etc. So let's just take them 3 things we want to do and how do we map it into a 15-minute exercise. So starting off with the sleep, how do we use the BJ-FOGG model for an example? All we do is, now you know the model, is number 1, sleep. So you go to bed 15 minutes early, okay? Easy. Not an hour, not 2 hours, you go to bed 15 minutes early, consistently 7 days a week, okay? Not, you know, Monday to Friday. So go to bed 15 minutes early. You want to be winding off any devices, TV, any device, get the lights down, get to candlelight, get winding down, let the melatonin, the sleep hormone starting to kick in, start being drowsy, start relaxing and shutting off the nervous system, switching it over from sympathetic to parasympathetic, turning it off, winding down, nice and relaxed. Have a nice hot bath or bath, however you call it, bath, get in the bath, okay, get some lavender, Epsom salt bathtub salts, get them in there. Nice and wind down, a little bit of candle on, a little bit of chilling music, a little bit of meditation, a little bit of journaling, winding down, reading the old-fashioned things called a book, winding down and just reading. And then go to bed in a cool, dark room, and you know, silent room, get some earplugs in, get an eye mask on, and really 15 minutes early, but you're winding down an hour beforehand. Definitely no food, anything, but if you are starving, little bit of fruit, little bit of sugar, spoonful of honey will just sort of put your brain to rest at night, and then down you go. So 15 minutes, so then you get up 15 minutes, and this is every day, okay? And you'll start seeing massive improvements within a week, 10 days, 15 days, trust me. So that's the sleep. We're recharging the willpower, we're recharging the brain. Sleep is a jet wash, it jet washes the brain, it recycles the brain, okay? It gets rid of the lymphatic system, it flushes and it washes the brain. Sleep, look up the sleep research and go back to yesterday's episode, right? So we're getting that done, we get the sleep, we go to 15 minutes early. Remember, we want to keep it really simple, really easy to do. So we go to bed 15 minutes early. If you can't manage 15 minutes, do 5 minutes early, okay? And break these percentages down. So we go to bed 15 minutes early. We get up 15 minutes earlier, okay? There's your 15 minutes, yeah? 15 minutes earlier. How do I know this? Because I've been doing it for a few years. Hence I get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock, okay? I talked about this 2 episodes ago and yesterday on the 5 a.m. club, okay? Lasted 197 days, lasted 190 days, and I'll give up over 100 days on year 3. So go back and check them episodes out. So, not to impress, but to impress upon, to help for you to move forward and take action so you can do it right for the first time and just keep moving forward. You can do this. It's so easy, it's unreal, okay? Hence why I'm sharing the BJ-FOGG model with you. So 15 minutes early, we've slept, we get up. What is the prompt? Yeah? So motivation's high to do it. The ability is easy to do it if we set the mind to it. What is the prompt to remind us to do it? So we've set an alarm, or we've put a post-it note out, or we've put it in our diary, or we say to ourselves, you know, like I did yesterday morning, which feels really weird, right, tonight I am going to treat myself to an early night. It sounds bizarre. Try it. Yeah? Shawn Stevenson says this, yeah, on sleep, on his sleep smart, yeah, and I linked this to in the episode note yesterday. Shawn Stevenson, check it out. Little mantra, little saying. As soon as you wake up tonight, I'm going to treat myself to a early night. It's unbelievable. It works. Let me know how you get on, right? And then, so we get up 15 minutes early, and then the prompt then is a glass of water. Add a little bit of Himalayan salt in there if you want, okay, if you're not worried about salt. Add a little bit of Himalayan salt in there, not the old white table salt, the Saxon packs and stuff. Shocking, don't put that stuff in you. So a little bit of salt in there, a little bit of hydration. I either use Himalayan salt or I had in a Herbalife sachet of 24 hydrate. If you want to know more about that and how you can get some save some money and get some discount, let me know. But we'll chat about that another time, supplementation. But basically, so hydrate. So we leave a glass out next to the kettle, yeah, and we go, when we're half asleep in the morning, we get up and we go, what's that glass out for? Ah, there's my prompt. Keep it man-proof, or a post-it note, or just leave something out that's going to sort of trip you up, not physically, make sure it's safe, and also, yeah, that's going to do that. So then you get your water out and you pour in a glass of water while the kettle's boiling, okay, because you've only got 15 minutes. You're up 15 minutes early, you've recharged a little bit, the kettle is on and the glass of water's there. You put the kettle on, which is the prompt, which is the cue. The kettle, you've seen the glass, that prompts you then to fill up your glass of water. You have a little sip of your water, put the water down, the kettle's brewing, 30 seconds on the kettle. So you're sipping water, the kettle's finished, 30 seconds later. Top tip to save some money on energy and water. Make sure, girls, yeah, you're not topping the full kettle up every time you boil it. Every time you keep boiling a full pan of water, if you like, which is a full kettle, it's taking more energy, it's taking more money. So just fill the kettle up to the right level for 1 cup, okay? There's just a little bonus tip for you, yeah? Life hack. So so you've got that. So you're sipping your water, you know, you got 13 minutes left now. You're putting the tea bag or the tea or coffee into after. You're drinking that after as a reward. Here's the reward, okay? So you want to trigger a prompt, a cue and a reward. So you want to reward yourself for doing this, and that is the nice cup of coffee, tea, after your exercise in a second. So just bear with me. So water, sipping water, kettle's on, the tea bag's in the cup, okay? And then you're doing strength training, okay? So what you're going to do, you're going to do some press-ups or squats. So let me just put the phone down. I'm in the street. So what you're doing is, yeah, you're in, okay, you're doing some squats, yeah, like so. And for those listening, I'm squatting in the middle of the street here, and then you're doing some press-ups while the tea bag's brewing, like so, okay. You're doing this, some burpees, okay, and you're doing as many as you want to do, but you're just moving for 10-15 minutes. And if you're not used to doing them, guess what? That's called strength training. We're not talking about the dictionary definition of strength training, 1 repetition max. We're not talking about that. We're talking about getting moving here and implementing new habits. So, and that's pretty much it. You drank your water, you've done your strength training, and then the reward, here's the cup of tea, and then off you go for your daily routine. And that is it. That is in summary, the BJ Fogg behavior change model. Behavior equals the motivation, the ability, the skill, and the prompt, okay? So this is going to help. It's going to help you and other people you care about, okay? And you can build this into your workforce. If you've got businesses or you're in your office with your staff, you can teach them this, online or offline. It's very easy stuff, okay? You just got to lay it out for them and show them the model, and then you can do this. So to summarize, you've got you want to sleep, you want to hydrate, and you want to do some strength training to get fitter and stronger. How you're going to do it, you're going to keep it really easy. You're going to set the goal, you're going to keep it really easy so it compounds, and you need to, part 2, you need to habit stack. What is the trigger, what is the cue? So you've laid your stuff out the night before, you know what you're doing, the intention's there, you've put it in your diary, and then the trigger is the prompt, you're having a glass of water, you're doing the exercise, put a few tunes on as well, and then you will have a massive daily dose of neurochemistry, okay? DOSE, daily dose, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin and endorphins, all before the world wakes up, or whenever you do it. You like that? I knew you'd like that. Okay, so give it a go, because you never know, you can do it. Okay, it is transformative, it's magical, and it's exciting. Okay, and if it's transformational, it's beneficial, and it's exciting, then it's going to raise your motivation. And as you'll show you when I add the video on and I do the demonstration, you'll see it's easy to drop off as well, but doing this compounding over time, it won't take long, a few days, a few weeks, and then you'll be into a new habit. Okay, but it's easy to let it go. So you just got to go, when you drop off, why have I dropped off? And this is where reflection and looking back. So diarise, making a note of how you've gone, and then you can give it back to other people, and then you can share it with other people, because we know once we share it, it's not only caring, we help other people as well, we retain the information. Okay, so I hope that helps. But really what we want to do, if you think I don't need to get into any new habits, I'm not sure if I need to or not, then what you can do is a stop, start and continue exercise, which you could do first. And all it is, it's just a brain dump, it's an offload, and you're just going, right, what stuff's not serving me? Because you've got good and bad habits. Okay, good habits are brushing our teeth, good habits are driving, they're unconscious now, repetition makes that new pathway. Okay, remember the body is built to get into an energy efficient mode straight away. That's why 95% of the time, according to Bruce Lipton, we're on the old hard drive. Okay, and we're 95% of the time we're on the unconscious, below conscious level, and we're on the old hard drive, and it's energy efficient. So the body's good at that, and that's what we want to be doing. We want to be energy efficient. We want to economize the efficiency of effort, so we can preserve our energy for the other things we want to do. Get away from a saber-toothed tiger, get fit, get healthy, have more time with our friends, family, loved ones, make more money, go on more holidays, etc, etc, etc. So if we can do that, keeping it simple, and BJ Fogg's model is really good. The website behaviormodel.org, BJ Fogg. He's also got a little app you can do. He's got some free coaches that you say different prompts and bits and pieces. Check it all out. Just wanted to give you a quick overview and put that out there so you can try to implement this as soon as you've listened to this. But the stop, start and continue, what you can do first is go, right, what current habits are not serving me anymore? So for me, alcohol, I stopped that a couple of years ago. It wasn't serving me no more, so I stopped it. So I just said, what's not serving me no more as it used to do? Doesn't no longer, I get no benefit from it. So I want to stop doing that. What do I want to start doing? I want to start doing some more exercise. What do I want to continue? So I want to continue doing my sourdough. I want to stop drinking alcohol. And I want to start doing more exercise, for example. Stop, start and continue, very quick exercise, drop it down, and then I'll show you in a later episode how to put that into a little bit of a performance profile, a well-being, made easy, simple performance profile that you can take forward, and it's a little bit of a roadmap that you can see, and you can plot it on there as you're making progress. So make sure you diarise, you reflect on everything, and then you can look back at it and keep notes, etc. So you can see what worked, what hasn't. So I hope that's helped. So now I'm going to do the second part of this and show you in the visual. So make sure, if you're only listening to this via audio, then make sure you tune in and see the back end of it. So yeah, let's look forward to, and if you're not going to continue onto the visual, the back end, because the explanation, what I've talked about, works very well, and you've got that straight away, you've got it, or you're already using the model, then don't forget, sharing is caring. Think about one thing you can take away from today's episode that you can implement in your own life straight away. Who is one person you can share it with? Again, it'll retain information, you'll learn it quicker and sooner. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Any questions, any comments, drop it in the comment section, and have a great day, and I will catch you tomorrow. But keep watching, because I'm now going to pin on the visual, but if not, then have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. If not, keep watching and see the model. Hi, I'm Si from Wellbeing Made Easy. So in this episode, we're going to be looking at the Tiny Habits BJ Fogg model. of behaviour change, which he calls the behaviour. The B equals the motivation, the ability, and the prompt, the BMAP model. And this is going to help you identify the goals you've set and you keep forever chasing and you're still not hitting them, and also to reset and choose new goals so you can optimize chances of success and hitting them goals. And I'll put a couple of examples on there as we go. So BJ Fogg, behavior change expert out in Stanford, and he's built a simple little model that you compound over time by keeping it easy and following the model. So the model looks like this. The left axis down here is the motivation, that's the M. So this is the motivation to move towards something. This along the bottom is what he calls the ability, and I call it the skill. So that's the ability. And what you've got here, you've got motivation, you've got high motivation, you've got low motivation, and the ability of the skill, you've got hard to do, and on the right hand side, you've got easy to do. Okay, and then what we've got, that's the motivation, we've got the ability or the skill, and then up here we've got the prompt. Okay, and then what we've got an action line which looks like this. This is the action line, and we've also got a prompt down here. So that is the motivation, the ability, and the prompt that we need to get the correct positive behavior change. So how we use the model, we need to make sure we've got a successful prompt, and I'll give you an example on that in a second. Success prompt is above the action line, and we've got failure here, and we want to be above the action line to optimize chances of success. So the way the model works, let's say you want to improve your sleep, you want to start hydrating, and you need to start doing some strength training, because we understand the importance of strength training, or exercise movement, the same thing, but you haven't got time to do it. You want to do it, motivation's fairly high, so you've got motivation's high to do that. You've got the intention, you're not sure how you've done it, you've tried doing it before and you haven't got time. So we go, how can we do that using the model? We go, right, I need to go to bed 15 minutes early. You can go a bit earlier if you wish, but don't put too much stress. 15 minutes early every day of the week, from Monday all the way to Sunday, and we keep this as going to be part of the new sustainable habit. So 15 minutes early, so you can get up 15 minutes early, and then we can then hydrate and then do some exercise for 5 minutes whilst the kettle is on. So what we do is we need a prompt. So we need a reminder, a prompt, a cue to remind us to do that the night before. So we need either a reminder, a diary entry, a post-it note, sticky note, something that's going to remind us to set the prompt so we can carry out the new behavior, which starts the next day. So the prompt is the post-it note or the mindset shift, and also we've put a note down, we are going to do it tonight. Sleep first, hydrate, and then the exercise, all within 15 minutes. So we've set the prompt, okay, motivation's high, and the skill, what we need to do is we need to keep it as easy and simple as possible. Now the model, you need to ensure for success that we, number one, we keep it really easy to do. The more easier it is to do, the more chance you've got to succeed. Okay, the harder it is. So what's the things you've tried doing before? Learning a language, starting a course, trying to make money, start a business, learn music, etc. And it's so hard unless you've got music intelligence, for an example. You know how to read music, or you can listen to music, the tune to your ear, etc., etc. Okay, so we need to keep it really low, and we need to be aiming around above the action line. Okay, and that's what we want to be doing, aiming at in this area here, and that is the sweet spot, what we want to be doing. And it will come easy. Can drop off if you don't keep it easy to do, and you'll drop back down under the failure line here, okay, because it's harder to do. The higher the motivation. I'll show you in a second how this works. So what we want to do, going back to our example of the well-being, we've set the intention. So what we do, we need to remind ourselves, because we'll be half asleep in the morning. So when we put the kettle on, the kettle will be the prompt or the trigger. But what we need to do to make sure we don't miss the hydration, we need to put a glass out, an empty glass next to the kettle. So when we come down in the morning, we've got up 15 minutes early, because we've slept 15 minutes early. We've got up, we go to the defaulted trigger, which is an existing habit. So the part 2 of this, 1 is keeping it easy to do, to compound over time. And then 2, the second part to it, which people don't know, is we need to habit stack existing habits. So a habit is putting the kettle on, etc., having a drink. So that is the trigger, easy to do. We do it anyway, it's unconscious. So we come down, we trigger the kettle, we put a little bit of water in there so we're not burning too much energy, wasting too much money. A little bit of kettle for enough for a cup. We're putting that on, which is going to be the reward, the drink. Hot tea or coffee is going to be the drink as the reward of doing the hydration first. We hydrate before we caffeinate. And then we do the exercise, which I'll come on to, 5 minutes worth of exercising while the kettle's boiling. So we come down, we then trigger the kettle, that prompts us then, we see the glass, we then fill the glass up with some water, we then hydrate, we're drinking the water, the kettle's boiled, we're putting the ingredients into the kettle at the same time, and then we are letting that brew for a couple of minutes. And then we do 5 minutes worth of exercises, put some tunes on if it's practical, and then start doing some squatting exercises, start doing some press-ups, running on the spot, burpees, anything like that. 5 minutes worth while the tea bag is brewing, and that is how you use the model. And then because it's so easy to do, it might be a little bit challenging to start with, but after you're repeating this day after day over the space of a week, maybe 2 weeks and 3 weeks, it should confirm and anchor the new skill, the new repetition. And then you will, as you're feeling confident, you're feeling stronger, it's not too hard to do, and you've got more chance of surviving and succeeding on the model. Now, the harder it is, if it's here, it's a real struggle, okay? So what we need to be doing is trying to simplify the habits we want to keep and definitely achieve. We need to, how can we simplify the habits to make it more easy to do? If it's too easy, we'll get bored, okay? So just a little bit around here, so not too much here. And then what we don't want to be doing is making it hard, because if it's hard to do, we struggle. So those who's been using the National Weight Loss Day, January the 1st, come on the back over the back of the Christmas festivities, let's say, every year, they get onto the treadmills, join the gym, motivation's high, so they're driven and they cut the calories, ramp up the activity, and we need more energy when we're so it's the wrong message you're getting, okay? It's hard to do. Week 1's okay. Week 2, life gets in the way. We start getting into normality, business, we're tired, we're fatigued, etc. And we just drop off because it's too hard. We're doing the same thing over again, over and over and over again. Definition of insanity from Einstein is insane, okay? You want different results, you've got to do something different. Try the BJ Fogg healthy model, okay? bjfogg.com, go to the behaviourmodel.org, and that will give you the research. Check out BJ Fogg and keep it really easy to do, keep it simple, set it, stay above the prompt. What is the prompt? How easy is it on a scale of 1 to 10? Try and simplify it, keep it really easy so you want to get stronger. Couple of squats a day rather than 10 squats every day to start with. Couple of press-ups, couple of press-ups, couple of press-ups, couple of press-ups. Keep that doing for a week or two, then that'll be 3 press-ups, 3 squats, 4, 5, 6, and it'll compound over time, and it's compound interest. It compounds over time, giving you the little anatomical habits, as James Clear talks about in Atomic Habits. BJ Fogg's model. And then, you know, if you fall off track, go to the prompt. Did I have my prompt in place? Yes or no? Let's go back to it. Let's reset and let's keep going. The easier it is, motivation the higher, and then you'll have the nice behavior change. Make sure you keep it easy and make sure you habit stack. So look forward to the next video.